Hi, this is Aryan back with another video, and I'm really excited for this video because this is my first video where I'm actually going to be building an app inside Cursor. Recently also I've been working on some apps, like from past few months I've been working on Cursor a lot, so now I'm a bit confident in actually building videos around it, right? So I thought let's start with something simple. So in this video we're going to be building a simple habit tracker app. So now you don't need to be a developer to build real apps. Well, having coding knowledge is important. I think it definitely gives you an edge compared to someone who doesn't know how to code. So it's always better whenever you're building something, make sure you kind of understand, like take an overview on what the code is generated, right? So we'll have like this full process from PRD to working product, not exactly working product, but like having a good prototype ready, right? So we're going to be using three things here. We're going to be using Cursor to obviously, build the whole thing. So Cursor, if you don't know, it's basically like a vibe coding tool, something very similar to if you know about Visual Code, right? Visual Studio. So yeah, it's like that. And we're going to be building this on React plus Vite, which means this will be a web-based product, right? So this won't be like a proper app. Obviously, if you want to build like a proper React native app, which work on both iOS and mobile, you simply just have to give AI proper instructions, right? You just simply have to change one or two lines and it will give you the same output. So don't worry, like this is something you can also use to create mobile apps, right? And then we're going to be using Refero MCP. So Refero MCP, I'm going to get into it in the next slide. So let's open the next slide. All right. The problem with AI built UIs. So I have like these few examples, which if you're a designer, it's very easy for you to like kind of figure out like what the AI slop design is, right? It's like these flashy gradients that are there. And it's just very easy to recognize now because AI design honestly is everywhere that I see. So yeah, this is something which is very easy to recognize. You get these flashy gradients, you have this blue purple theme, even though AI has definitely improved a lot after Claude's latest update, but still it is still easier to recognize, right? So yeah, let me go back. Yeah, default output is generic, boring, and unpolished. Again, because the thing is that AI is trained to get the code working first, because again, at the end of the day, your code has to work, right? Only then you'll be seeing the UI or whatever visuals you have. So obviously getting the thing right is more important to how the thing looks, right? So what's the edge for designers? So designers have an edge here because previously we weren't really able to get into code because it felt very complex, but now we can do that. It is very simple now. You just have to put like a day or two and you'll be able to understand like the fundamentals of how vibe coding works. So it gives us very good advantage because we have taste. We simply just have to convert it into code now, which is something being done by AI, right? So yeah. So that's why we're going to be using Refero MCP. So let me go and show you what Refero is. So think of Refero as, I mean, you've probably heard about Mobbin, right? It's basically like a design library. And Refero is another one, which I think is a lot more cost effective and it's pretty much the same output, right? They have like really good screens. It's regularly updated. So you can see screen types, you can see UX pattern, you can see UI elements, you can see actual apps. These are real apps, right? This is not like Dribble or some Pinterest design. These are actually working apps which are on Play Store. So you take inspiration from real apps, you will get better outputs, right? Because these are realistic. This is something which is coded, right? So yeah, that is there. And why are we using Refero? So the reason for that is we're going to be using Refero MCP. So MCP basically what it does is, let me give you another example. So prior to MCPs, what you had to do was you had to go to, for example, let's say you simply take the screenshot of this design and then you take it to your AI tool or wherever you're building, right? And then you have to manually upload and then give a lot of context to that. So all that process, all that back and forth of giving your AI agent like proper context of the design is gone now. So you simply what you have to do is you have to connect this Refero MCP with your AI tools. For this video, we're going to be using Cursor. So I'm also going to get into Cursor a bit later, but first I just want to like kind of explain everything. So you simply connect it with your Cursor and then you simply have to say to Cursor, oh, I need this inspiration, and it will fetch from this library of more than 100,000 designs. So, there's like just so much work that is there. There's also like web design that you can go for. There's also iOS app, which is the one that we're going to be using. So as you can see, discover design inspiration for over more than 132,000 web pages and iOS screens. So, there's like a lot of real inspiration you have, and you have an edge compared to someone who doesn't use this, right? So yeah, link is in the description. I'm not like affiliated with them. I just find their platform to be a lot more cost effective compared to what others are there. And yeah, I think this is a great platform. So I'm going to be showing you how to set this up also, but first let's go to the next slide. So again, just to quickly summarize, real screens from Ship product connects directly to Cursor via MCP, and it also connects to Codex or whatever tool that you want to use. I've just used Cursor a lot, so I'm, quite familiar with it. Cursor studies real UI pattern before it studies. Again, you connect it, it studies real UI pattern, and then based on it, it gives you the output. And output looks designed, not generated. So yeah, this is there. And yeah, what are we building? We're building a habit tracker app. So habit tracker apps are quite common. That's why I wanted to go with it, because it will be easier for you to also understand. Because again, it's pretty simple. Right? You open the app, you track your habits, you add a new habit, you delete them. Or yeah, that's mainly the most flow for them, right? So we're going to be building this web-based application that runs in your browser. So most likely, once everything is developed, I will be linking it down in the description so you can actually see what was built, right? The same process works for mobile with React Native. So here's one thing that I want to clarify, that we're going to be building this as a web-based application, which means it works on your browser. But if you want to build apps, you simply have to change one line in your PRD, which will be that you want this as a React Native app. So you can run it via Expo, or you can also use it on your iPhone, right? So yeah, this is there. So we're not going to be having proper backend set because again, this is just for demonstration purposes on how you can build the app. So if you want to add backend and all that stuff, it's very easy to just prompt. You simply have to type this in your PRD. So I think this is something that I've already mentioned, the stack that we're going to be using. So we're going to be using React, which is basically like a library of reusable components, and the Vite is basically what gets your app live, up and running. So yeah, this is basically to kind of produce the app, so you can actually see what you have built, right? So yeah, let's write the PRD first. So this is something you can directly do inside Cursor also. But before I actually start writing PRD, I just want to let you know how to set up like a project inside Cursor. So once you open the screen, right, once you install Cursor, you can just go to cursor.com or whatever the website is. And once you open it, this is something you'll see. So what you simply have to do is you have to open a project. Now you must be asking, oh, I haven't really created a project. Well, this basically means you have to, let's say, G drive, and I will simply create habit tracker app, and I will select this folder, and boom, so all the files, all the coding that is being done, all the files are going to get created inside this folder. Okay guys, so now it's time to start writing the PRD. So just let's understand first what a PRD is. PRD is basically a product requirements document. And why is it important? So PRD basically has like a whole overview, like a very detailed overview of what your product is about, what features are going to be there. And honestly, this is one of the most important part, because if you nail this properly, first of all, it gives you good understanding of what you're building. And secondly, you're going to save a lot of time and a lot of tokens. So you basically define what the app does before touching any AI tool or cursor in the context. You cover feature, user flows, and data structure and edge cases. And this is where designers have a natural advantage. Yeah, so basically as a designer, you definitely know, right, that you have to go through user flows. So this document covers everything, right? And this gives you like a mind map of how you want your product to be, right? So yeah, let's see the PRD structure for the habit tracker app. So the goal is to track habits daily with a simple check-in system, and the features are add habit, mark complete, view streak, delete habit. Like this is something which is these are like the most important features that definitely needs to be there. Obviously, there can be other things also, but these are like the most important ones, right? Data stored in local storage, no backend needed. So basically, we're not going to set a proper backend because again, this is just for a demonstration purposes. But obviously, if you want backend, you simply just have to type you want the backend, and the AI is going to do it. The next is states to cover. So there are empty state, loading state, error state. Pretty simple, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this screenshot. So it saves me a lot of time. I will simply add it here, and I'm then just going to start typing. Or actually, I'm just going to use voice to text. I want to build a PRD for my habit tracker app. I'm sharing this image with you, which basically will help you understand the base or the fundamentals of it. We will be using, so I'm going to type React plus Vite first UI. Obviously, you can have like a desktop first also, but we're just going to be building this as like mobile first, right? Feel free to ask me any questions that you have before you start documenting. And do note, we're going to be using Opus 4.8. So since this is like the base on which our app is going to get built, it's highly recommended that you go with the best model. So this is something you can also do inside Cursor, but for now I want to save some tokens. So I'm just going to like directly drag and drop the PRD inside Cursor, and it's going to do the same thing. So feel free to ask me any questions that you have before you start documenting. And I'm also going to be giving this one extra kind of idea. I will be building this inside Cursor just so you have the context. So I need PRD accordingly. PRD. Okay, so I think this is good enough. Let's just click on go. I think it will most likely ask me some questions because I mentioned it too. So if you mention that if you mention your AI to ask you a question, it'll always give you like a better answer, because all the confusion, if it has some, is going to get cleared before it actually gets into building something. So as you can see, there is this reading the PRD generator skill. So there are a lot of skills that you can install inside Claude. You simply just have to search for a skill. For example, we have PRD skills right here. I think this is the one that I'm using. So what you'll simply need to do is you can simply just download this file. And you only need skill.md. Please note that. So if you click on this link, it should take you to this link, right? So you simply just download this. So let me actually just quickly show you how it's done. So you can kind of type it as, just make sure you go with skill PRD or something like this. And then you have to simply go inside your, wait, let me open this. Why can't I open this on new tab? You have to go to your settings. You have to go to your connectors. Yeah, maybe they have changed it. Yeah, let's open this in new tab. So we have connectors, we have skills, right? So we simply click on skills and we click on plus sign. You can simply create a skill, upload a skill, right? And you have to then upload that file here, right? And this will create like this PRD skill, which is here. So yeah, this is there. Now let's actually go back to the chat and see what it is like showing us, right? So how should habit frequency work? Yeah, I think daily only. That works the best because you have to track daily, right? How should a streak be defined and what breaks it? Consecutive day, yeah, for sure. And then the last is how much history views you want. I like this idea. Calendar, heat map, GitHub style. right? So if I give you like GitHub, if you use GitHub, you definitely know what this is. So as you can see, I'm using the best model, so it is also thinking, because there's something I didn't mention to it, right? So let's just go with this. And as you can see, now it's going to start generating. And now on the side, let's see how we can connect Refero MCP to cursor. I think I've already connected it, but I'm still going to show it to you. So you simply go inside cursor, and on the top right, you'll see cursor settings, right? So you click on there, and I think you'll have to go inside. You simply have to click here, right? So you have tools and MCP. So now you have to connect it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to Refero. I think I'll probably close the other window so it's not confusing. You simply need, I think you need a pro account for this, which is I think quite affordable. So you can definitely go for that. And then you simply click on this. I'm going to open this in a new tab, and I'm going to scroll down, and I will simply click. As you can see, there are others also. If you're using Lovable, if you're using Codex, feel free to do it. I'm simply going to click add it to cursor, and I'm going to open it. So as you can see, now it's going to get installed, right? So I'm going to simply click on install. It's loading tools. Boom, it's connected. So now cursor has the access to all these designs, right? And I'm also going to install this skill, like Refero skill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. It automatically copies, right? As you can see, if I click here and simply go inside cursor, and now you'll have to open terminal. So if you click here, it opens terminal, and then you simply type this and press go. Just type Y and proceed further. And you can just select, I'm going to go with Cloud Code here. So I'm just going to like install it inside the project, right? Oops, let me actually move my, let me make my face smaller. I wasn't aware that it's blocking it. Really sorry for that. So yeah, we're going to proceed with installation, and now it has like that skill installed. So yeah, this will perform better now. So now let's go back here and let's see what Claude gave us. So as you can see, all the PRD is given to us now. So now comes the most important part is you have to go through and read through it. Like just, you can just skim through it basically, and it will give you like a full overview. So what is the problem and the goal? People want to build daily habits, but lose momentum when they cannot see their progress at glance. Most habit apps feel bloated, require accounts, blah, blah, blah. What the goal is to track daily habits with simple check-in system. Open the app, see the habits, mark it as done, no account, no backend, instant load. So again, this is, it has considered that you don't need an account for this, even though, I mean, you can have an onboarding flow, but again, since we're building something very simple, I think this works the best, right? What success looks like, again, this is a very important thing. A user can add a habit, complete their first check-in in under 15 seconds. And the current streak and heat map update immediately with zero lag. Okay, so this is there. Now, what's the scope, right? Add a habit, mark a habit complete today, or undo in case you accidentally click on it. View current streak, GitHub-style heat map, delete habit, empty, loading error states. So you understand some idea, right? That how everything is working. And it has also mentioned what not to do. No backend, no authentication. So again, as important as it is to tell AI what to do, it's also important to tell it what not to do. Okay, I hope that made sense. And it's also giving you some data model. So it shows you when it's created at, what's the ID, what's the name. And then you have some storage rules because this is something which will be stored locally, right? So yeah, that is what this is. Streak algorithm, all this, you can go through it. Most of it is like AI nails most of the time, but if your app is complex, then I would highly recommend that you go through it. Okay, so now that you have downloaded it, now it's the time that we get inside cursor. Now is the final moment that we start building it. So now what we do. So the first thing that you should always do is build a plan. So even though you have a like a .md file which has everything, it is still recommended to build a plan, like click on plan mode, and then we're just going to add our file. So for example, I will go in my downloads and I will simply drag and drop it. So you can also add it here, which will basically add it inside the folder of habit tracker. So if I go to reveal in file explorer, you will see that now this is added, even though I stored it in downloads, right? So this is how like cursor works, right? So what I'm going to then do is I will simply click and add, or what you can do is you can also drag and drop it here like this. And I'm going to type the following prompt. I want you to go through this whole PRD and simply help me like build a plan. Sorry, my brain just went blank there for a second. We can also, wait, I think I'll actually come with this later. What I'm going to do is I will click on go. So for this, I'm using Composer 2.5 only. I think it is good model. You can go with GPT. Because a lot of people prefer GPT also, but I think Composer also does the work. Like it's really good. So now as you can see, it's going to start asking me questions, and it also gives recommendations. So the PRD includes TypeScript, right? What do you want to go for actual code base? So I'm going to skip, stick to TypeScript only. When handling a habit, how should the color be chosen? What can we do here? I think let's have some customization. Let's have some fun. Let's have some personalization in it, right? So let's go with something like this, and yeah, this will basically answer. So now as you can see, it has started to create a plan. So you simply just have to wait for a bit. So now as you can see, it has started to build a plan, but now I'm not going to start with it at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use Refero.design. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using this, which will basically active Refero, right? So I'm going to tell it, I basically want you to go through Refero. I hope I'm pronouncing the name well, Refero, and find inspiration for the best habit tracker design. Before we build anything, we have to make sure we nail that UI design. And this is something you can type whatever you want. Just make sure you type it in natural language and simply, and I'm going with agent, so it kind of like it also looks into the MCP. So now as you can see, it's going to start searching inside MCP, and it's going to give me some, yeah, as you can see, this is running that whole MCP thing. So now it's basically going through all the library here, which again, the manual process is gone. Now you can simply do it inside Cursor, right? So let's see what it gives us. I'm quite excited to see it because I myself am using this for the first time. So I want to see, how, like, what's the output. So now as you can see, it has given me, actually there's a lot of text to go through. So let's just understand. So it has gone through 4 full references. The first one is to-do list. I'm actually going to open it here also because for some reason it didn't give me like the links to also to open. So as you can see, it has gone through this design, like all the screens, right? So that's really like crazy, like in this small, and such a small time it was able to do it. Let's search for plane. I'm not sure what plane here is exactly. I think it's the app name only. Okay, I'm not very sure about this, but it has given. Okay, so these are like different libraries it has gone through, right? It has gone through a lot of screens. So atoms is something which I think I've seen before. So if I type atoms, this is like an iOS app. Oh, okay, so this is another way. So you can see like all that reference, it only took like I think 15-20 seconds and has gone through all of this, right? So visual direction, primary foundation, to-do list, warm, minimal productivity. Secondary, it has gone with plain. And then for heat map, I'm not sure what exactly it has gone with. Checker is the closest. So let's see what is checker. Oh, okay, there is some app here. Oh, wow, okay, this is crazy. I love this. I honestly love. I wasn't expecting that there's going to be like some app because I think there's something very specific, like this heat map thing. Wow, it has taken great reference here. Great work. Reference lock. So now as you can see, it has like this full, and it's also rejected something, dark default theme, multi-intensity heat map. Not sure what that means. Bottom tab bar, single screen app. Okay, so this will be like this won't be a single screen app, right? I think that's what it means. So now it has given us a decision ledger. Warm off-white canvas, to-do list paper white, feels calm and daily. So as you can see, it's also giving very good reasoning for what it's going with. So yeah, there's actually a lot to look here. Got it. So yeah, a lot of states. Let's actually get into and see what it is telling us as recommended steps. When you're ready to build, the order should be log these tokens in global CSS. Okay, perfect. So what I'm going to do is, okay, so this is also important. What this gives you versus the PRD. Add habit, inline panel, color swatches, all right. Toggle today, streak, heat map, delete, empty. Okay, so this basically is everything, right? So let's get started with the next steps as you mentioned. So what I'm going to do is I like being very specific. I could have also said that, oh, let's just do this now. Like I could have just like typed that, let's get started, right? Just that, but I want to be very specific that, okay, this is what you've mentioned, and also turn this into, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this as first. Basically, I want you to do everything now, or update plan, whatever works the best optimal way. So I just like being very, very specific. And I'm also going to use caveman. So this is basically a skill which reduces the amount of token that you go with from what I've heard. So maybe let's test this also. So what I'll do is I will actually, I'm going to go with the fast one. So yeah, let's just get started and let's just wait. So I'm using Composer for this. Do note that I could have also gone with Opus, but I want to see Composer because this is Cursor's model, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. But again, you can go with any other model also, considering you have the subscription, because that's quite important, right? Because without subscription, you won't really be able to use a lot of these. So now as you can see, it's using that white React that I was mentioning about. So we simply just have to wait now. Okay, guys, so as you can see, all of that is done. If I've used Composer 2.5 fast, I could have done it a lot faster also, but again, it cost more token, right? So I just wanted to save some tokens. And now as you can see, I can also run the app, but I don't want to do it right now because there are some, like the last phase is still left, which is phase 6 polish, right? So I'm going to tell it to, let's also polish it now. And I'm just going to press go. So yeah, now I again have to wait and let it simply do. And as you can see on the left side, we have so many files created. So if you're someone who have no coding knowledge like me, this feels like magic, right? So yeah, but again, you can always just click through these files and simply read what's happening at the end, right? This is something that you can simply, or you can also ask, like you can ask Cursor only, to kind of explain you. So I'll tell you that right after this prompt is done, but maybe I can also queue it. So let's simply click on ask, and I'm going to mention it. Can you explain me how everything is set? I want to understand since I do not have a proper coding background. So this is just for me to understand the whole backend in simple terms. So even like a simple prompt like this will give you a good idea, and I'm simply just gonna queue it so you can also understand how everything is being done before we actually click and see it live. All right, guys. So as you can see, now it has check toggle. Okay, so there's some animations that I added. I'm quite excited to see. I'm not sure if it's going to be like the best one because again, the first build that you make is usually a meh, what I would say, but obviously let's just wait. So you can see now it's also kind of explaining me. First thing, there is no backend in usual sense. Your app does not do that. Everything runs inside your web browser on your device. So it tells you that what's the bigger picture. It shows you like React components is what you see. Lib plus use habits is like the hook, which basically shows you the brain, the rules. Then memory is like the local storage. So once you're done coding something, you can just understand this, or as you're even coding, right? So yeah, as you can see now, it gives you like the user flow also. So this is very, very beneficial for someone who doesn't really have like a proper coding background. So you can always go with this. Now is the time to basically run this npm run dev, and boom, it's running now. So now what I have to do is I'm simply going to copy this URL. I'll open it in a new private browser. I'm going to make my browser smaller. So or maybe what I can do is I can simply just open it here first. I will simply click on inspect element. I will simply reload this. So yeah, as you can see, I will simply add my first habit. I will type I don't know, like drink water. I can select any color that I want. I can save habit. Again, if I add one, I will maybe say that brush my teeth. I mean, it doesn't need to be habit, you have to do it every day. Maybe it can be grooming my hair or something like that. We can go with this. And then we simply click on select, and select, right? You can also delete a habit if you want. Let's delete this. But as you can see, there aren't like any other UI at the moment. So now we can also tell it to, build other screens, because now we have a base ready, right? So what I'm going to say now is, let me just go and take a screenshot of this. Maybe I'm going to create multiple first. This can be again, brush my teeth, skincare, I don't know, whatever it is. Yeah, so I'm going to take like a full screenshot. I'm going to now paste it inside cursor. So now I can directly just plan inside. For this, let's go with GPT 5.5. Can we plan other screens also? I like the UI that you have created, but maybe we can make it a bit more colorful. So for that, you can also see, okay, I'm gonna Refero MCP, how we can make the whole app feel more alive, colorful. I'm also thinking that we can have like 3 tabs. The first one will be the home tab, where we'll see all the habits that are being done. The second can be, I'm not sure, like you can think of something, maybe adding the habits, but that can also be done in home screen, right? So I'm just giving it the context in like natural language only. You can think from a perspective on how other habit apps do it. But again, ours one will be more minimal, so don't add more than 3 tabs. The third tab can be basically the profile, right? Make sure you use and then I'm going to add Refero to get proper inspiration first. And I'm going to go with agent mode for this. And then refine and build on top of this, right? So I'm just going to press go now. And we simply again have to wait for this. But again, in just like matter of, I think, yeah, it's been almost 30 minutes for me now, and we already have something working. Even though this isn't like super detailed, we can always polish it. But just imagine how much improvement you can do in just a day, in just, let's say, 4 or 5 hours, right? Now, as you can see, this has given us something. Again, it has gone through Refero. And then as you can see, it has taken some styles, a board. So let me actually go and see what this is about. Yeah, let's just search because it's not showing here. Okay, I'm not sure what exactly is the reference that it has taken. Let's go with food norms. Maybe this is like on like desktop, right? Oh, this is the website, I think. Yeah, maybe this is what it has gone with. It's like a website actually, but we have to, yeah, so food norms is like this food app. Oh, okay, so this is, I think the reference here is like the colors, right? Okay, this is also fine. Now let's go back and yeah, so we'll have progress, we'll have profile, right? And yeah, keep it simple, no heavy dashboard, then we'll have profile. Actually, yeah, now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go at the bottom. Obviously, you can read through it properly. Cool. Now let's build a plan. I always tell it to build a plan, even though I can say that, okay, let's just code it now. But having a proper plan means the AI has proper guidance on, what to do step by step. So let's actually go and build a plan. So I'm just going to select plan. You can also use shift plus tab to kind of switch between modes. But yeah, now it's going to start building the plan. Okay, so now as you can see, it has given me like a very good user flow. We'll have app, we'll have bottom nav, today's screen, progress screen, profile screen, use habits. So you do understand, like even if you are from like a non-coding experience, you kind of now understand like this feature on what's exactly is happening. So under progress screen, you have progress summary and habit breakdown. And profile screen, obviously it's just settings or any other things that you want to change. So okay, now it's mentioning us to build these 3 tabs. And yeah, so these are like basically like the overview that it'll do. Update design MD, create pure stats, add bottom nav, move current list into today's screen. So let's just go and click on build. So let's just wait now. And on the side, we can always have it open. So I think we can see it like being built live. So let's just see what this gives us. Guys, so actually, as you can see, this is being worked on. Again, it's still coding all that. So don't take this as the final app, right? So that's very important. All right, so as you can see, it has already built something. And since this is mobile first, that's why as you can see on the left and right side, you don't really see anything. So we're only going to be like opening this inside here. So as you can see now, it has started to add few things. There's progress, there's profile, and I think this is done. Let's just reload this again. And boom, all right, this is there. So if you uncheck this, all the 3 habits are done. Got it. If you take a look at the progress, as you can see, you have like what happened this week, what's the best streak, like what's your best streak, and then you have check-ins, then like what's happening weekly, and you can also go into your profile. You click reset all data, it'll probably just get rid of everything. Okay, that's good. You create a new habit, you type like, I don't know, drink water again. And as you can see right now, you won't really see anything in progress, right? So let me actually go here and click on drink water. And as soon as I click on it, we start seeing this happening at the back. All right, that is great. So simply click on it. And now we see one of like out of all the 7 days, as you can see, it is like 1 day is completed, right? And then as you can see, you have 1 active habits, you have like 1 total check-ins, you have 1 best win streak. So now as you can see, our base is ready. On top of this, you can polish it as much as you want. You can give it a lot of design references and build something even better looking, right? But again, just for I think 40 minutes worth of work, this is a great app, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. So yeah, you simply click on it, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the link in the description so you can just basically see on how it works. So yes, guys, this was it for the video. I hope you like this video, and if you do, make sure to click on the like button and subscribe if you're new. I'll make sure to make more videos like this. If you like the process, then definitely I'm going to make sure I do this once a week or whenever I get the time to do it. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and